Okay, hello everybody. Today we are going to be reviewing a movie that was actually suggested to me on one of my previous reviews from a comment by Devin Paul. Actually, that I thought it was a different name, but yeah, by Devin Paul, suggested by Devin Paul. So one of the movies he suggested was Psycho Gorman, which I couldn't find anywhere yet. So I'll keep looking and see if maybe I can find it on DVD or something. But today we are going to be reviewing his second suggestion on my Willy's Wonderland review, which was Benny Loves You. So I was actually able to find this on the Xbox store, so I just bought it just because it looked it looked kind of similar, I guess, to what Willy's Wonderland was. So I just figured I should probably get it because I knew I would probably enjoy it. Maybe not quite as much as Willy's Wonderland, but yeah, it still was definitely definitely goofy and funny in certain parts, and I don't know whether it was supposed to be a B-rated movie, but it definitely had B-rated elements to it. So I'm just gonna, I believe it was a British film, if I'm not mistaken. So it seems that they're like competing tech designers or whatever in this movie. And unfortunately, there's no photos of the actual cast, so I'm actually going to give this at least that because I thought it was good enough for that anyway. So I'm thinking that the main character was Carl Holt, if I'm not mistaken. We'll actually have to look at some photos. So Claire Cartwright was, who did she play? Dawn. Oh, the cops, of course, are photographed in here. Interesting. So some of the cast just doesn't have photos. I guess maybe that was because this was their only movie. No, he's been in. Oh my God, I've actually seen him in other stuff. Okay, so yeah, this was definitely supposed to be a B-rated movie, just based on the other stuff that this Carl Holt guy has been in. So that's funny. So he played this character Jack, and I guess he had this doll, or I guess I don't know. He described it as a teddy bear, but it's not really a teddy bear. The way the thing looks. Anyway, I wouldn't really specify it as a teddy bear per se. But in the beginning of the movie, I suppose this first child that gets killed is killed by a teddy bear that she just, I guess, doesn't want any part of anymore. She's grown out of it, so her mother, I guess, tries to. I don't really know, like, if her mother just didn't want her to, was trying to distract her from the other gift she was trying to give her, or what. But anyway, this kid just wants the newest thing, right? And then the bear ends up getting this. I'm gonna say spirit put into it, or it just comes to life. I'm not really sure exactly what happens at the beginning of the movie, but it seems all these dolls end up having the same sort of thing where they come to life and turn evil and go after um, pretty much everybody. Because one of the famous lines, I guess you could say for this movie, was the doll saying "Benny loves you," and then "Woohoo!" Like had very few lines in this movie. There wasn't much dialogue coming out of the character named Benny. Anyway, that's for sure. So yeah, he kills. Actually, the other guy's robot ended up coming to life too, and killed him with a vacuum cleaner. There was just a lot of weird deaths, and then when everybody else realizes that Benny's finally alive, he goes on this massacre. Um, like I don't know how the cops didn't catch on to the fact that the doll was the one doing the killing earlier, because like wouldn't they have been called to the other scene of the crime at Jack's office? Like that just seems like that would have been something that would have happened. But yeah, it was kind of funny. So his accountant comes over and gets killed first, and it just seems that Benny is jealous of anybody else that is around Jack, so he just takes care of them in his own way, I guess. Just such a goofy movie, but it was actually not that bad, I suppose, as far as I guess B-rated movies go. It was probably up there for sure. That's one of the better ones. Just such a goofy concept. But I guess as he's, I don't know, he thinks that he's, I guess, kind of a lesser human being than everybody else. So then when he starts getting attention and he's able to use Benny for like this horror themed toy, um, horror themed toy, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess horror themed toy designs. He really uses Benny as like his marketing campaign. And everybody, of course, Dawn thinks it's this prototype, right? Turns out, no, that Benny just wants to kill her and everybody else that gets in between him and Jack. Because I guess he had Benny from the time he was a child, and his mother gave him. Yeah, his mother gave Benny to Jack, and then told him that it would protect him against whatever he was seeing or anything, right? Benny was there to protect him. Turns out Benny was not there to protect him. In fact, at the end of the movie, Benny almost kills him because they get into a kind of like a battle, I guess, because he wants to protect Dawn now because he also loves Dawn. And then they get away with all the murders at the end because the cops see that the doll's alive. So it was just a huge mess in this movie, that's for sure. So he kills his accountant, he kills his boss. Who else does he kill? I guess he kills the boss's dog. Random cat, obviously the massacre at the office that Benny goes on. And then somehow Dawn had like a very similar story where her doll had come to life when she was a kid, and it killed her, I believe, mother, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't exactly know. This movie just kind of spiraled out of control because it was his 35th birthday or whatever, and then his parents just randomly, like his dad comes in and slips and falls, and then this something this I guess art piece falls off the shelf and hits him in the head, and then when his mother comes into the room with the cake, she trips and lands on this like cheese plate with all these toothpicks in it, and she somehow dies from that. I don't think that would actually happen, but I mean, it is a very B-rated death for sure. So yeah, this is a little bit of a shorter review because there wasn't really much to the story other than kind of like the connection between, I guess, Benny and Jack throughout the movie. I guess just having him from the time he was a child to an adult and still having some sort of emotional attachment to this thing. I guess we all kind of do in a sense, but it was kind of like a weird emotional attachment. And then trying to kill him at the end, it was just very odd. And then somehow ends up protecting him, and then Benny ends up dying anyway because the cop shoots him with a looked like, what was it, like an airsoft pistol. It was just so goofy because Benny was about to kill the cops. So yeah, obviously the cops let them off at the end scot-free because how are the cops going to explain that the doll was doing all the killings and that two people are innocent? Good luck with that. So I did give this movie a 7 out of 10. I thought it was worth at least that. Not much higher. I don't know if I would ever go back and I probably would go back and watch it again just for the laughs because obviously the gore in this movie never really looks real, and just I don't know how 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 Benny had the time to put up some of the like signs that he did and stuff. It was just absolutely hilarious, and him like being able to stay on top of Don's car the whole way to the office, and just certain elements of this movie that were just absolutely goofy. But yeah, it definitely is. If you're into B-rated movies, and I'm believing that's what this is supposed to be for sure. I don't think it was supposed to be taken seriously, even though the acting in this was almost too serious for what the movie was at certain points in time, and just the storyline and Jack trying to cover up what Benny was doing in front of Don originally when Benny kills the boss's dog. It's just so funny. Um, yeah, so I guess it was like kind of like comedy horror in a sense is maybe what they were going for with this movie. But yeah, definitely worth a watch if you are into B-rated movies. And I think that's pretty much, I think that's really all I can say about this movie. So this is kind of a shorter review, but yeah, I don't really think there's anything else to touch on really. I guess Jack does get fired from his job, and that's why he ends up killing his boss because his boss kind of treats him badly. So when he's I guess when the tables turn, he tries to make it so that he can get what he wants out of the deal, and then Benny just ends up killing him anyway. So yeah, there were 5 people that he killed, but who were? Oh, I guess one of his exes was trapped in the attic because there's a little scene where she just somehow, I guess, just died because I don't know why she would have stayed in the attic that long, but yeah, it just seemed like she just deteriorated over time. So kind of weird. Or maybe Benny finally did get to her at one point in time. I'm not really sure what the connection was there or why they even showed that at the end, but it was just kind of odd that she was still in the house all that time and really only had like the one scene. Oh, I guess the realtor maybe was the other one that he killed, and then he just never got to the ex. Huh. I never thought about that. I don't think he killed the parents. No, the parents were dead long before Benny was even involved. So yeah, I'm trying to think of who the, I guess the 2 pets maybe were the, yeah, I guess the one cat that he killed too, I suppose. So the cat, the dog, the realtor, the accountant, and the boss. Okay, that's making sense now. Yep, those would be the 5 that he killed. All right. Um, so yeah, that's it for this review, and I will see you guys in the next one. Yes. Bye bye for now.